I'm Kevin Blanco from Wychock Real Estate. I'm a full-time real estate agent. I actually got licensed when I was 19 years old. I dropped out of college to get my real estate license, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So my whole life is real estate, actually. My wife is a realtor. She's also a loan officer. So this is basically all I do. What made me pursue a real estate career? Basically, I didn't know what to really do with my life. I was in college, COVID hit, so I took a break. I didn't like the online classes. I was actually going to college for a business major, but I wasn't learning anything about business, really. They had me take psychology classes, music classes, which I was horrible. And basically, I realized that that's not what I was really looking for at that moment. And one day I was showering, actually, and the YouTube algorithm sent me a video from Ryan Serhant, and he was telling this crazy story about how he went to China to close a deal. And I said, that's pretty cool. Maybe I can do the same thing even if I don't go to China to close a deal, but that sounds like a pretty amazing career. So I started to watch YouTube videos about real estate, and I realized that I can just do this. I can just take a course and pass an exam and just do that. So that's what I did. I think my favorite thing about working with buyers is getting them to the closing table and realizing that I just made a change in their life. Like, this is something generational. It's the school district for their kids. It's an inheritance that they can leave to their family. It's a new neighborhood. So the fact that I was able to get them to that point, which in most cases it's for the better. It's a better stage in their life. I think that's very satisfying. The pre-approvals are important because the way I describe it is like trying to find something in the dark. If you don't have a pre-approval, you don't know what your monthly payments will be. You don't know what your down payment will be. You don't know how much house you can afford, which neighborhood. You don't know if you can buy in an HOA or no, because that goes into your DTI. So it's basically that. It's looking for a house without a pre-approval letter. It's looking for something while you're blind. So that's always step number one in your search. That way you can have a better idea of not only the amount, but also the type of building that you can buy, because the pre-approval affects the building that you can buy too. So that's always step number one. The way it worked when I get a new client, I go over some basic questions about their finances. If they're working full-time, part-time, if they have been employed for 2 years, what's their credit score like, do they have a monthly payment? And then I ask them about the type of house that they want to buy. Hey, where do you live now, and where do you want to buy your house? Because that's important too. And based on that, I kind of point them in the right direction with the financing. My favorite thing about working with sellers, because it's almost like a whole different business, working with buyers versus working with sellers. But I really like the marketing part of it. I like putting the house in the MLS and then noticing that it's everywhere, like every single real estate website, and think that I did that. But obviously, I feel like ecstatic when we get to the closing table and they get a check. Because that's, like, in most cases, that's life-changing money. So I think that's my favorite part, is that satisfaction of knowing that I just improved somebody's finances by like 1,000%. To get their house ready to list it, I think most important factor is pricing. I guess it all starts from there. Because in this market, honestly, if you price something right, it's going to sell. So I think that's number one thing. The other thing is make the house as much presentable as you can. Basically, at least for picture day, make it look as nice as you can. And sometimes that means touching up the house with some paint, cleaning up, doing the landscape. Then I hire a professional photographer to take pictures of the house. In some cases, we do video too. So those two things are very, very important. I've seen some houses like representing buyers where the pictures look horrible. And then we go to the house and it's a gorgeous house, and then we're getting a massive discount because nobody went to look at the house because the pictures were bad. So good pictures, it's like essential. So Picture, video, then obviously the house goes on the MLS, the for sale sign that you put outside. Some people don't really like it, but I think that's underrated. Because let's say if 100 people drive by your street in one day, that's 100 people that know that your house is for sale. And then obviously social media, Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook ads. And the third thing I will say is availability. You're not going to sell a house if people can't see it. So you have to be flexible with your showings. I think the number one thing that prevents renters from buying a house is the fact that they think they don't qualify. And they haven't tried. They think buying a house is impossible. But nowadays, it's kind of easy to buy a house. There's a bunch of programs out there for first-time home buyers. In some cases, you don't even have to worry about a down payment or having lower credit. So I think that's the number one thing. I think they think they don't qualify or they're far from qualifying when they only have to follow some simple steps. I think if somebody is renting and they want to buy a house, I think I'm beyond qualified to help them at this point. I've sold, I think, 120 houses. And as I said, I got licensed when I was 19, so real estate has been basically my whole adult life. Out of those 100 and some buyers, most of them have been first-time home buyers, actually. So I've taught seminars on how to buy a house in the Hazelton Community Center, for example. I'm very informed about different types of financing. I also know a whole bunch of lenders that can help you in a whole bunch of different situations too. I'm actually in the process of becoming a real estate appraiser too. So that's obviously a lot of knowledge that I've been gaining with that. My wife is a loan officer, so any questions that I might have about financing, I can just ask her directly or the other 20 other loan officers that I know. And I actually have shares in a title company too. So I can help you with every step of the process, from the financing, title work, pricing the house, or putting the right offer for the house. I think Northeast PA it's a great place, and it's not just my opinion. I see people from New York, from Maryland, from New Jersey, from Massachusetts, from all over the place coming to the Northeast to invest. It's a very hot market. It's a growing market. We have a lot of businesses investing here, like big companies like Amazon, for example. I think they're building their warehouse in this area. But yeah, it's definitely a growing market, that's for sure. The number one thing I enjoy about working with investors is making the money. It's very simple. Finding a good deal, we get it, they make money, their net worth grows, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Honestly, working with me, I think it would be a great experience. As I said, I'm very knowledgeable, and if I don't know the answer to a question, I have a lot of resources to find out. I always try to point my buyers in the right direction when they're buying their house, and I always try to make the most for my sellers too. So yeah, I think I can help. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I don't know. Hopefully, with my real estate appraiser license, so because I'm working really hard for that. But basically, I want to have a nice family, have a nice house, have a nice life. That's basically all I'm shooting for, really.